again, dear hearts. It's still Tuesday here, July um, is coming, and I thought about the 4th of July. I had a few crafts I had from the dollar store, took a break from my mosaic tile breaking, and thought I'd better get something up for 4th of July. And since I had these little buys from the dollar store, I thought I'd try to create something out of the things I had picked up at the dollar store. Sometimes you go in there and you just pick up things on a whim. And so I'm going to create a table escape out of these dollar store items. This is impromptu, and I'm just going to create on the spot. As I told you earlier, I'm on my self-care time. And so self-care for me is usually crafting and being more creative. So if you're interested in seeing what I come up with for my 4th of July table, stay tuned. Okay, for this project, I am going to use the dollar store crafts, and what I see I'm going to have to do with this flag that I got from the dollar store is make it a little stronger. It's a little flimsy, and so what I'm going to do is trace it onto another piece of cardboard and make it a little bit stronger. So I'm going to cut this bottom piece off. It's used to stand the flag up, but I have a different idea, I think, for the flag itself, so I'm just going to cut that right off. I'm going to keep the pole part. And then trace this onto this piece of regular cardboard so that it's stronger. Try to find the best angle to use all the cardboard. Okay, just trace that out. I find that the dollar store has a lot of great looking things, but sometimes not made out of the best material. So we can just enhance them a little bit and still use them. I'm going to cut that out. And this is just to put strength behind that flag. So I'm not cutting exact because I'm just going to glue it on and trim it up as I go. I think I'll leave that kind of there and do the trim work afterward. So do you have plans for the 4th of July? It actually used to be one of my very favorite holidays when I was a kid. Um, we used to have neighborhood big picnics. I was blessed enough to grow up in a neighborhood where one of the Harlem Globetrotter sisters had her summer house, and she would come down each summer for the 4th of July and have a big barbecue where everybody in the neighborhood would get together and eat and have feasts together. The Globetrotters would come down and shoot basketball with us kids, and people, they were from New York. From New York would come by busloads down to the little country town that I grew up in. Great childhood memories. The Globetrotter sister that I'm talking about was Jackie Jackson, his sister's name. Well, we used to call her Aunt Lovey, so I'm assuming that was her real name. Her name was Lovey, or it's what they called her, but that's all I knew her as, is Aunt Lovey. So I'm just adding glue to the back of the flag to glue it to the cardboard. Pressing that down, get it adhered firmly. And that already brought great strength. Got a little trim work to do. I think I'll put a little hot glue on those edges just to make sure they stay. See where I think it'll come apart. I'm just going to add a little hot glue. Couldn't be crafting with Miss D without her hot glue gun. And then just do the trim work. It's nice to be off and just having time for crafting and just totally relaxing. I have lots of ideas in my head about crafts for the channel and things I want to do on the channel, and I'm hoping this week to do some of those things and to set up for some of those projects. Just using the X-Acto knife here to get a real close trim. Okay, one little area. I've been teased a lot already about using cardboard, but as you can see, it is a handy tool to have around the craft room. And trimming the little excess hangs. There. Much stronger. Nice and strong now. Now what I thought I would do is embellish this just a little bit more to bring it up. I have some of these sequin beads that I always have around the craft room, and thought I'd glue a few of those on the stars. And I think hot glue would be good enough for getting that job done. So what I'll do is just put a couple dots of hot glue on the stars and add the embellishment. Do about 5 of them at a time so that the glue doesn't get too cold. That's a little time consuming, and I don't want to bore you just watching me glue those on. So I'm going to glue those on off camera and come back and show you what that looks like. Okay, we have that done. We have all the stars aboard. I've gotten as much of the glue fairies as I could out of them and ready to proceed on. What I think I'll do is take care of the pole, and what I'm thinking is one of the flowers would be pretty there from my flower bulk. Anybody interested in these flower bulks, I was able to go to Amazon last night and reorder another one of these, and it was on sale, so I got it for the first time. I paid like 11 something for this bulk, but it was on sale for $7 and some change last night. So if you're interested in that, Amazon has that right now for a little better price. And so I'm just going to glue that right on that flagpole top. Oops. This is a bling up, oh glory. Starting to look really good. Okay. And then I thought, in the spirit of bling, I would bling the stripes with some diamond wrap. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And think about what I want to do for that pole, if I want to do some more for it. So I have 3 rolls of the diamond wrap going for each of these stripes, the red ones. And I'm just measuring them off a little bit and cutting them. Then just taking a little hot glue, just enough to adhere it. Trying to get a little of the waviness in the stripe. That's coming out really pretty. Can you see that? Are you able to see the shine and the bling of that? How that's coming? Beautiful. I'm finding myself as I'm sitting here doing this crap, thinking about America. You know, I told that story a few minutes ago about how I so enjoyed 4th of July as a child, the innocence of youth, not knowing as much of the um, ugliness and hard times we people of color have here um, as a child. But, you know, these days have shown us some things. But doing this project has helped me to think about America, our America, no matter how we look at it. This is our America where we call home. And it creating this flag, and you know, anytime you see the flag, you get a little patriotic and a little hopeful for our country. And I was just sitting here as I was putting those stars on, thinking about what those stars meant, those states, and how we ended up having those states and what people went through. And wondering and thinking, you know, it is what we live with today. But how can I, with my rose-colored glasses on, yes, Miss D, um, make America a little bit better? And I, you know that we have to individually take responsibility and ownership of our country and how we um, live and react. I'm just going to trim that one just a little bit. And so I'm going to make a conscious effort not to buy into the ugliness that we hear on the news, and one person at a time show each person that I meet that, you know, we are all Americans and all have rights, and to do our very best to work together. I know it sounds very rose-colored glassy, but what else can we do if we don't one by one take a stand to try to make it better? Will it ever get better? Can't wait for the powers to be to make it better. It's something we have to do as individuals. So when you see a fellow American today, just say, hey, happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day, because that's what it's all about, you know, that we are getting ready to celebrate our independence, our ability to be a different nation. So we have to take ownership of that back. So I'm just pressing these and sliding them a little bit to get them to fit on this stripe the way I want before this hot glue dries. Well, that looks really pretty. I'm really liking this. That's Miss D's spin on patriotism. I know a lot of people have lots of ugly stories to tell, but if I'm totally honest, I haven't had a real horrible experience to tell, so I get to wear my rose-colored glasses. But I do think we need to, as individuals, try to bridge some of these gaps we have between us as different races and people and make this country great. Are you guys getting sentimental as you're getting ready for the 4th of July? Are you thinking about all that we're living through in these days? Guess I should measure that as. Really nice. Isn't that pretty? Clean up some of these berries. I did feel a little give back here, so I think I'm going to just strengthen that pole just a little bit more. Simply just add another piece of cardboard back here to make sure that it doesn't bend and give. Another one of the benefits of cardboard, uh, because it's such a flexible material to use, and uh, you can correct any errors without a lot of drama. I'm feeling that. Now what I think I'll do is, I'm not sure if I want to do anything with that pole, and I don't think I want to add any more shine to the flag as what I'm thinking of adding to it. That's pretty. Already has a lot of bling going on. Lots of things you could do. But I think I'm going to move on. I'm going to put the flag to the side, and then I think I'm going to make a base for the table scape. Clean up just a little bit around this work area. Okay. Think I will just cover this base a little bit. It's strong enough. Um, just some scrap cardboard I had left. Um, don't know if it's going to be too big for what I'm planning, but I'm going to start with it. I can always trim it down as we go. We kind of clean up these edges a little bit. You know, I'm sitting here thinking about me and cardboard, and I was looking at videos the other day, and there was a sister that made a curtain balance with cardboard, and I had just hung curtains in the living room, new curtains in my living room, and didn't have a curtain rod, and was DIYing a curtain rod before I saw her video. And I saw that and I almost wanted to take my curtains down and start all over. That cardboard balance was beautiful. I didn't get the sister's name or didn't write it down, so I can't give that to you right now. And I will be doing a better job of when I see somebody doing something of making sure I'd be able to send you over their way. There's some creative people here on YouTube. Boy, it's beautiful to see so much creativity. Okay, so I'm just going to cover this. I'm trying to think, what colors do I want to do? I see taking this American banner that was meant for hanging and use it as a part of the flat table base. So I guess I do need just about all this cardboard that I have here. I'm just trying to wonder if I want to cover this, and if so, what color, or is that a washi tape moment? I think I'll go with, let's just go ahead on and mount it. Take off the string that was used for hanging. Just want to do a little more trim right there. This is actually a piece of cardboard that I was starting a project on, and as often sometimes happen in a project, this didn't go the way I want. I was trying to create one of those turntables, Lazy Susans, and was coming up with ideas on how to do it without having to use pie pans and things that I see them being made of here on YouTube. Trying to bring out my MacGyver. That didn't work though. That I had to go back to the drawing board. What I ended up doing was last night when I was ordering on Amazon, I decided to just go ahead and buy a Lazy Susan. I found one for less than $10, somewhere around $7, $8, and then I found another set that I'm just going to try that were $3.69, and so I bought a couple of those as I plan to do some things on my vanity and in the craft area that having a Lazy Susan would be great. Here in my dollar store, I just cannot find my dollar store, my Dollar Tree. I haven't been lucky enough to find a Lazy Susan. I hear ladies here on YouTube going to the Dollar Tree and finding them, but I haven't been that lucky. So the next best thing is dear old Amazon. Should I put color behind there? I have some gold glitter, and since it's the 4th of July, the more glitter we have, the better. Let me just gather that and I'll come back. Let's play with that. Okay, so I have the gold paper and recognize that the flag is going to cover most of it. So what I'm going to do is just cut around it and use one sheet of the precious paper instead of covering the whole board. Yeah, here in Seattle, our dollar stores don't stock as much supplies or the same kind as it seems to be all over the country. I hear a lot of ladies um, finding great crafts in the dollar store. I did pick this glitter paper up in the dollar store, but it was just very few and one of the only times I saw it. So now when I see something in the dollar store, I guess I'll just be greedy and get as much as I can when I see it because we don't get it often. All right, one side, and then I'm going to take the same piece of paper and do the other side. Thrifty cracker, right? Okay. Just tracing around, cut that out. Okay. And we're going to glue those down. But, it's a lot of color. That's 4th of July for real. For the back of the board. Cut another piece. Okay, I'm going to glue all those down and I'll come right back. Alright, so I've glued the cardboard and the sparkle paper on. And I'm thinking I'm going to put some legs on the bottom of the tray.
Oh, I just bought.
Excuse me. So I have the glitter glue to the front. I'm going to glue some makeshift feet onto the back of the display. And I'm just going to put some hot glue on. And that way it can sit up high on the table. Higher on the table anyway. And a little pressure, make sure it goes down. These are just little plastic shot glasses from the dollar store. Um, they come in a pack of 24 for $1. So a lot of times when I go to the dollar store, I just pick them up, and they make great legs or feet for projects. So they're always nice to have around. Okay, let's flip that over and see how that sits. Perfect. Nice height. So I'm going to, while I haven't glued anything to the top, I thought I'd embellish the legs a little bit. Maybe put a little bling around them, and for red, for the holiday, do red, white, and blue. This project has a lot of sparkle, but I do have some gold beads that might do the trick if I put the gold trim on the front. That'll bring that together. So let's add these beads around. Excuse me. I'm just gonna glue bead around. That's pretty. You see that? Well, yeah, I think I'll do just that. Glue the board, felt it separating a little bit. Just a couple beads of glue all around as the wrapping will really hold it. We don't want to melt this shot glass. Mainly on the lip is where I want to make sure it sticks. Just begin the wrapping process. It seems to dry really fast on plastic. So you have to work pretty fast. The glue did dry before I could get done. Just pull that up and add a little bit more. Just glue that little piece back around where it kind of skipped. And that's good. And I'm just going to continue to do that on all the legs. Start wrapping because I noticed that the glue dries pretty quick on this plastic. So just do a little at a time. Interesting how fast the hot glue is drying on this. I'm going to do the other two legs off camera and then I'll come back. I've already gone ahead and glued the American sign down on to the board, and now I'm just going to glue some glitter around the edges to make them finished off. Just going to cut a couple strips and glue them down. Both the two rows. It's a very simple, inexpensive project to make, but as you can see, it's going to be beautiful on the table. This year we're probably gonna do a small little barbecue, just family, and this will be a nice touch. Add a glue stick. I'll do that in just a moment here. I'll glue the other sides down and then I'll come back and we'll take a look at that. We have the bling all around the sides, looking really nice. And now we just embellish the top with our flag. I kind of like it down a little, pole hanging off the side. Being real generous with the glue so it'll stand up. I'm just going to hold that for a second so that glue hardens a bit. And that should hold pretty nice. Give a little glue just for support down the back, just to make sure it stays there. And we're just about done with this project. Quick and simple, yet makes a big impact. We have our little dollar store hats that we can add on. I don't think I'll glue these down. The kids will be at the party and they'll probably want to wear those or play with them at least. Red, white, and blue. Dear hearts, there we have it. Centerpiece for our table. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this craft and getting ready for the holidays, and I'm hoping that you have a beautiful bomb bursting in the air 4th of July. Until next time, peace.